Okay, so let's talk through the risk reward in the chart shown on the previous page. So now we've got our predetermined entry, our stop and our exit. So now let's work out the risk reward. What do we do first? We first look at the amount of pips between our entry and our stop. And we look at the amount of pips between our entry and our exit. Now remember, it doesn't really matter how much currency we buy here, because no matter how much you buy, you will still be losing the same amount of pips on the downside, or you'll still be making the same amount of pips on the upside. It's just going to be a multiple of the amount of currency you buy. So ultimately, it really just matters about the amount of pips between the entry and the stop and the amount of pips between the entry and the exit. So here we see that the reward is 54 pips. Now remember, it's worked out by simply looking at the fourth decimal place on the right there. So as we can see, the entry is 1.4850 and the exit is 1.4904. That is 54 pips. We then look at our risk, and our risk is 18 pips. Because if you look on the right here, we have our entry, as stated before, at 1.4850. And our stop is at 1.4832. That's 18 pips. So our risk reward is 54 divided by 18. Our reward divided by our risk. And that equals 3. So our risk reward is 3 to 1. That means that for every $1 you risk, you would make $3 back in return. Not a bad return on your money, right? So I hope you got that right, and if you just continue over to the next page, let's go over another example.